The Texas Parks and Wildlife television series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchases of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $50 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year. Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. Coming up on Texas Parks and Wildlife.
College climbing teams are sort of a new phenomenon, and it's just growing really fast.
When we complete our habitat projects, these structures are marked with a GPS coordinate on our website.
The restoration of the wild turkey has been one of the best success stories in wildlife management.
Texas Parks and Wildlife, a television series for all outdoors.
It gives you so many opportunities to travel and see beautiful places.
It definitely pushes your limits, and it's just thrilling.
I've always been kind of an outdoors person. So it's a way for me to just like have an excuse to come outside a lot and hang out with friends at the same time. You need other people, but at the same time, it's a very individual sport. I enjoy rock climbing because it's really just you and the rock. So it's very meditative in that sense.
I'm Will Butcher.
I'm Christina Nguyen.
I'm Zephyr Suerte Lutz Carrillo, and I'm a member of the UT rock climbing team.
Almost done, man. Keep it up. I'm John Myrick, the head coach of Texas Rock Climbing, the climbing team at the University of Texas. Finish it. Get that foot up there, man. Come on. One more, man. One more. Let's go. Nice. Good job, man. Collegiate climbing didn't exist until 2008 when I started the pilot series here in Texas. And in 2009, the nationwide Collegiate Climbing Series was born. Growing up climbing, it was always kind of a dream of mine to see it one day become a college sport. And now there's over 800 members and over 160 schools involved. So it's grown quite a bit in the first 5 years or so.
Coach is very enthusiastic about training.
We're gonna just break up into 2 lines and do some rotations on the fingerboard. Time. All right, pull up and hold it. You gotta pull up and then hold your body weight 20 seconds. And they're doing it from their fingertips.
Check it out.
Come on, 2 more seconds. If I don't produce hard enough workouts for them, they'll complain. I've got to beat them down or they're not satisfied.
He wants to win. He wants us to win the national championship every year. So he makes sure to ride us effectively.
Let's go, Zephyr. Get back on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Bring it to him.
I like to do well, and I like to see my team do well. So when we train, I like to push people, and I like to be pushed as well.
Close. Good practice today, everybody. We've got 3 comps left to achieve our first goal, regional championships. Woo. We just got to keep working hard and go out there and take it, all right? Yep. On 3, ready?
1, 2, 3, fast!
In a competition, there's a lot going on.
Cramming, like 120 people in the gym. It's definitely chaotic.
What are you doing? That first, the blue and white.
You're continually talking with your teammates. You've got a limited amount of time, so you have to manage your time well.
We'll have 4 hours to do our top 5 problems. I need to warm up on some easy routes, but it's really busy right now. If I fail on a climb, then I want to get back on it as soon as possible. Try and figure out what I did wrong. With the climbing competition, you have to go to the back of the line and wait. So it's hard to stay warmed up, for me at least. My left foot slipped off and I came down. So we'll go ahead and try it again.
You've got this hold above it, too.
You get to know the people that you're competing with from other schools and get to be friends with those people. So the competitive rock climbing community is a lot more friendly than you might see in a lot of other sports.
Yellow one? Yeah. I can't get 4 in there.
No, there's no way.
You're not competing against any other person. Nice. So we typically root for each other. And I mean, you want to see everyone succeed.
Whenever you see your teammate on the wall, just cheering them on, because that really is what helps them get to the top.
There you go.
You push a little further and maybe it's to the top, maybe it's not, but you definitely get like a second win by them cheering you on and having your back. Didn't have a great day sport climbing. Come on! I ended up failing on a couple routes that I would like to have sent. Right. Was I anywhere close to what other people were doing? No.
So I did okay.
We're gonna do our best to stay at the top. That's our goal.
Beautiful day out.
To be outdoors and climb on real rock.
Head straight up there.
I think it's what most people really enjoy about climbing. Enchanted Rock is great. It's a beautiful place and the climbing is really fun.
This is the Enchanted Rock Climbers Guide. Since I haven't been climbing for as long as a lot of the other people on the team, speed climbing was easier for me to get better at because it's less technical. It was a niche that I could get into and help out the team.
Ready, attention, go!
It's always a fun time with Zephyr, for sure.
His excitement for the sport and his zeal rubs off on everybody.
He works really hard and gets people psyched.
Whew. That was fun. Take. Lower. You got it, Will. You got it. Breathe. Stick with it. There you go.
I've been climbing since I was 9 years old.
There you go.
And I just got hooked right away. As someone who's been climbing and competing forever, it's been a huge part of my life.
Trust your toes.
It's a little bit tenuous.
I've been really happy that I could continue competing and training in a team environment.
Awesome.
And just having a really fun group of friends.
Okay, you got me?
I went into the national championship thinking, as a senior, that this was going to be my last year, and I wanted to really make it count.
UT won the national championship in 2012 and 13. So this year we're going for a three-peat.
It's amazing what a group of people can accomplish when everyone has a single-minded focus.
We had the championship in Florida for speed climbing. I ended up getting 4th, which is pretty good. So I was able to help out the team.
At nationals, I placed 4th in the sport climbing category.
I came in 1st in sport climbing. It was really exciting. The team did really well.
Our UT climbing team won the national championship this year.
Hey, you back there in the back, make sure you're clear.
Every national championship, they light up the tower orange, and it's awesome seeing the towers lit orange for us.
Here we go.
Recreational fishing in Texas is great. In Texas, we don't have many natural bodies of water other than rivers and creeks, but most people that do fish in reservoirs or in lakes. Because of that, most of the economic impact is actually through fishing on reservoirs. So we want to make sure we conserve these reservoirs and these fishing opportunities by restoring habitat. Most reservoirs in Texas were built back in the 50s and 60s. So a lot of that natural habitat that existed in the lake back when the reservoir was new are now decomposing. When a reservoir is constructed, they try to find a good location where actually that could get water running through, usually a creek. So they could build a dam so it traps the water. That'll flood a reservoir up, and anything that's laying low, like trees, shrubs, plants, will get inundated, and that initially serves as the initial fish habitat. Most of it is made of wood and leaves, but it all deteriorates. It's all biodegradable, so we need to replenish that habitat to allow fish to thrive. We could always supplement the woody debris, the vegetation, or any type of cover that fish need. And we could do that by cutting trees that are not wanted, something like cedar trees. We could also use artificial habitat that different commercial producers make. These things are put together to mimic trees. That creates cover.
That looks good.
When we complete our habitat projects, we actually have different sites along the lakes. So these structures are marked with a GPS coordinate, and they're actually made public on our website on TPWD. Anybody who wants to try them out could go out there and load those coordinates and put them on their depth finder and find these structures.
We'll go to this one for now.
We can't do this alone. Parks and Wildlife we have the expertise to get it done. However, these projects can become expensive and they're labor intensive, so we need partnerships to actually get these great projects on the water. Friends of Reservoirs is a great group, and these groups are usually composed of stakeholders that have the common interest of conservation and fishing. So they team up with Texas Parks and Wildlife, and we do some great projects around the state.
There's one on there.
If you want to get involved and help TPWD with these conservation initiatives, feel free to call your local district biologist and get involved and help us in conservation. We can't do it alone.
It made my day.
This project was funded in part by a grant from the Sport Fish Restoration Program.
They came from all parts of this great country in search of a new beginning, a place where a turkey could be part of a flock and build a future. And they owe their fresh start to partnerships developed by one man, the Turkey Dude.
Hello, my name is Jason Hardin with Texas Parks and Wildlife, Turkey Program Leader, or Turkey Dude. The restoration of the wild turkey has been one of the best success stories in wildlife management. In Texas, we went from having about 100,000 Rio Grande wild turkeys around the turn of the century to about 600,000 birds today. So it has been successful across most of the country. Places that historically didn't have turkeys today. East Texas is one of the last areas where restoration is still a priority and still needed.
Across the United States, eastern wild turkeys were kind of a restoration effort that really worked everywhere except for whatever reason East Texas. It was through Jason's hard work that we think we found the answer to getting those birds back into Texas.
We had survival and production that was comparable to other southeastern states with established populations. That led us to move forward, developing new ways to identify good habitat for turkeys. Since 2014, we've released about 625 turkeys at 7 sites in East Texas. We've had production at every site, and it seems to be going very well.
Anybody that has ever been out in the woods in springtime when everything is blooming and everything's coming back to life, and all of a sudden you hear that big old turkey start gobbling, it sends chills up your spine. Get a big old gobbler out there strutting and showing his stuff off for those hens, and it's pretty impressive. springtime is pretty special when you've got turkeys in the woods.
Everything we do is a team approach. We have our staff that we partner with, that we work with on a day in and day out basis. We work with universities. We work with the National Wild Turkey Federation, and they help play a role in how we identify habitat.
They came from as far as West Virginia, as close as Louisiana, and it's not real easy. They sit on a net, shoot that net over them. Those birds have got to get put on an airplane, delivered here in Texas, and then he's got to coordinate with the landowners. He has done an unbelievable job of working towards developing this partnership and making sure that it went all the way from trapping the birds to the actual release sites on the ground. He epitomizes what a partnership is all about.
I would say that the most rewarding part of the job is seeing the fruits of your labor. If it's making relationships with these different partners, seeing those folks year in and year out, getting to know those people. If it's going out and seeing that mature tom out strutting in a field that you just burned, those landowners getting back with you saying, hey, this is working, that's the rewarding thing.
Oh, look, there's Haymont.
Andy and Julia Belinsky are landlords in Austin.
In January, we get these housing units all ready.
Today, they are checking on the welfare of some tenants.
Hey, Haymont.
With their friend Haymont, they manage a housing complex.
We have to clean them out. We have to purchase new structures from time to time, some maintenance.
But all this happens on a small scale. The three are landlords for a colony of purple martins.
They are the largest North American swallow, a subgroup of that family called the martins, which are a type of swallow.
However, unlike some swallows which raise young in houses they construct themselves, purple martins need existing cavities in order to nest. So the birds have become increasingly reliant on people to provide housing. It's a relationship that dates back centuries.
Native Americans put up gourds long, long ago, and this bird associates safety with humans. Humans keep the snakes away.
There are fewer snakes and hawks and owls, so they just more or less refuse to nest away from human activity.
Landlords know many ways to deter predators, and they also know how to evict bad neighbors.
Take it out.
Without some help, the martins would be run out of their homes by non-native birds like house sparrows.
They're pretty nasty. They'll go in and peck the purple martin eggs. They'll be mean to the babies. It's bad news. So we discourage them from being here. And that's the part of the responsibility.
Sparrow nests are easy to spot, but no one wants to evict babies.
No eggs.
So landlords must remove nests frequently during the spring.
So we're done here.
We live 20 minutes away, but we do try to make it every 5 days, if at all possible.
Purple martins also do some traveling. They spend winter in South America and return to North America each spring to breed, reaching Texas in late January and February, and as far north as Canada by May. Landlords lay out the welcome mat by offering clean, vacant, semi-furnished units.
We put a bed of pine needles in each compartment, and when the nesting starts, the purple martins themselves will bring leaves.
After that, the real work begins.
How many eggs did we have in F?
We pull their nests down and count eggs.
7, still 7.
Native birds are protected by federal and state laws, so eggs and nestlings should not be handled without proper training and permits. But careful nest checks can benefit purple martins.
Some of it is actually directly helping the martins. Like sometimes we have to throw out a rotten egg that could break and bring some disease, or change out a nest that's crawling with mites.
We not only help birds in raising the family, but also we help the scientific community to gather data.
The information these and many other landlords collect is passed along to the Purple Martin Conservation Association to yield a better understanding of species health and management across its range.
I'm not a scientist myself, but this is a chance to be a citizen scientist.
All right, Now we leave them alone.
And they're coming back?
And they're coming back.
Clearly, being a landlord takes some work. So since the birds pay no rent, what exactly are the dividends?
Listen to this song. It's just a magical sound.
They have so many different sounds.
Just up the road in Temple, Alan Newman has been enjoying Purple Martin's song for more than 2 decades.
I've been a Purple Martin landlord for 24 years. Right now I have 83 young ones and 54 adults. They're talking to their young. They're telling them to keep their heads down, behave. They're a good bird to have. Now, they don't get the ground mosquitoes, but they'll get a lot of other insects as they feed.
I just enjoy being around the birds, and it's really nice seeing all that new life generated year after year.
Oh, look at you, sweetie babies.
Back in Austin, those eggs have yielded newborn martins.
When they unfold out of that egg, even on the day they hatched, they don't seem to fit.
Within a month, even the tiniest of these hatchlings will be learning to fly. By summer's end, the birds will head south. But before they leave, the martins put on an impressive show in Austin.
When the babies have all fledged, the purple martins from further north of here, they congregate at Highland Mall for about a month.
It's amazing.
They come in on the same trees every day.
In July, purple martins converge nightly on a few trees in this North Austin parking lot.
They're starting to come in like right now.
This is a major pre-migration roost for the purple martins. After they've raised their babies, they start grouping up into large groups in preparation for flying south to South America.
The community of birds also draws a community of onlookers.
Ooh, I see one.
At its peak, the spectacle rivals Austin's famed bat colony.
We've had numerous people tell us this is cooler than the bats. It's so big you can see it on Doppler radar.
Pretty impressive.
There's like layers upon layers of them.
Though Andy, Julia, and Haymont lost some of their martin babies to an extreme June heat wave, their caring management helped dozens more survive.
172 birds basically are out here, new birds this year, because of that colony that we took care of. So we definitely are responsible for some portion of that. I'm sure our birds are among these. Those three, that one, the 700th one from the left.
It's like a hurricane of birds.
And perhaps here too are some future caretakers.
Mom, this is really cool.
To help ensure these birds will always have a place to call home.
Oh, whoa. That is a lot of birds. That's really cool.
This series is funded in part by a grant from the Wildlife and Sport Fish Restoration Program. Through your purchases of hunting and fishing equipment and motorboat fuels, over $50 million in conservation efforts are funded in Texas each year. Additional funding provided by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.